It's a different kind of day. We're in a different kind of place.
It is.
In a different kind of week.
It is. So we wanted to come to you really quickly. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. And so we wanted to say hello. Here we are. We haven't disappeared. We are around. Mm-hmm. We're here. And we were talking about the fact that it's been quite some time since our last episode.
Yeah, since August of 2025. I think was our last official release.
I was just going to say it was nice and quiet here. Until about literally 2 minutes ago. So, but that's all right. That's part of what we do. So we haven't released in a long time, and we wanted to come back and talk about a little bit about why we have been on a little bit of a hiatus, and what that means as to what we're going to be doing now and moving forward. Right. So it's been a long while.
And even before our last recording in August of 2025, we were very sporadic. And so we've been on probably, I would say, a multi-year hiatus.
That's true.
At this point.
That's true. Yeah, so it's been really, really tough, and we wanted to share. I think we shared a little bit a couple of years ago with me and some of the changes that I was going through with my hormones and going into menopause and the challenges that was bringing forth. And so that's been a large part of why we've had to go on hiatus. This has been a very challenging time for me. Not only life, mental health, physical health, sexual health. There have been a lot of struggles in the last couple of years. And so a few years ago, when we reported about menopause and the hormones and the fact that the hormone pellet didn't help me, and then I had to do even more research. And if you guys remember, I did some recordings with a functional medicine doctor, Dr. Tanisha Wards, who I've been working with for the past few years about my health and some of the things and working on my gut. So that has been a large part of, for me, what's been going on. So we talked about that a couple of years ago as we began the journey. I don't think I fully understood how much life can get in the way of life. Mm-hmm. And so for me, it has been particularly challenging. Yeah. I kind of can fill in a little bit for me. So the last couple of years, I talked about that for my physical health, my sexuality. My mom, as you guys may or may not remember also, has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. She's the first person in our family that has been diagnosed with that, and that has been challenges in and of itself. I'm mostly her caregiver for that. She lives near me. We have her in an amazing place and facility, but it's a total different challenge when you're facing this with your parent and have not had any type of experience with this before. So it's a really challenging disease, and it's very mentally tough on the caregivers and the family around them. So that has been a huge piece, and finally feeling like we're moving in a little bit of a direction with that, so that maybe traveling some now to be able to feel a little bit more free with her. But I think also a lot of the changes that I was going through for the first time in my life, I really felt like I've always known what depression is. I think people know what depression is. We all get depressed sometimes. And I've worked with people who have been suicidal and depressed for years, but I never really felt that for myself until these past 2 years. I feel like I totally could have been diagnosed with depression and anxiety, and that was a big difference for me. Yeah, I definitely had those days where I felt like, wow, I now know when people say they don't want to get out of bed, what that really feels like, and it was pretty debilitating. And I'm the type of person that handles a lot of stuff on my own, so I struggled through a lot of that. You're going through your stuff at the same time, so it's been a very challenging time. We're starting to turn the corner. I'm starting to turn the corner on that. For me, it's been my hormones, I think, are starting to level out. We're working with some more supplements and things. My libido is starting to feel like it's coming back. My body is changing a little bit back, like where I was getting some of those old lady symptoms, like, not only my libido dying, but dryness and things like that. I'm starting to see a shift in that. I'm starting to feel a little bit more normal. And so that's encouraging. And I feel cautiously optimistic about getting back on track. And I'm not pushing myself, though. I think that's part of it, too. And we've talked about this, like, when do we start podcasting again? Because we want to bring some of the stories and things back, but we don't.
Well, we were intentionally pausing because you weren't in the right headspace.
Right. Right. Oh yeah. So now feeling like we'd be able to move forward with some
Yeah.
of that. So that's really the hope.